Hi, my name is Khadiza. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss about the physiological effect of GABA and neuronal excitability, interaction of Valium and alcohol, role of chloride ion in skeletal muscle, and a channelopathy affecting chloride ion conduction in skeletal muscle. So, GABA is the short form of gamma aminobutyric acid, and its big role in the body is to reduce the activity of neurons in the brain and central nervous system, which has different types of effects in the body and mind, such as increased relaxation, reduced stress. GABA is used as food supplement to reduce physiological fatigue. And it is the main inhibitory neurotransmitter in the central nervous system of the mature brain. The key role of GABA is to reduce neuronal excitability all through the nervous system by activating GABA receptor. And it transmits chemical messages by a nervous system and the brain, and is engaged in the regulation of communication among the brain cells. So there are two types of GABA receptors in the central nervous system. One is GABA A receptor and another one is GABA B receptor. GABA A receptor is also called the ionotropic receptor. So when these ionotropic receptors are activated on the postsynaptic membrane, this can cause opening of voltage-gated chloride channels, which is a major extracellular anion. This makes membrane potential negative and stop firing of action potential. So as a result, it decreases neuronal excitability. For benzodiazepine, this is they are depressant drugs. That means they can slow down the activity of the central nervous system and the message going between the brain and the body. So benzodiazepines act on GABA receptor in the brain. When GABA binds to its receptor, it triggers to opening of chloride ion channel, which I mentioned before previous slide, and that chloride ion channel allow the movement of chloride ion through it. An influx of this chloride ion can cause hyperpolarization of the neuron and decreases neurotransmissions by inhibiting the formation of action potential. As a result, neuronal excitability can decrease. And Valium is a type of benzodiazepine. That means it's a drug, and it affects chemicals in our brain. So it is used for muscle relaxation or reduce anxiety. And Valium and alcohol, they both have negative effects in our brain. But when they're used combinedly, they can actually produce very dangerous effects. Even mixing of alcohol with Valium can increase the effects of Valium itself, and their mixing, it's never recommended. And the effects, the side effects of having these two drugs together, such as confusion, disorientations, and dizziness. So Valium enhances effects of alcohol in our bloodstream, which can actually lead to a euphoric feeling. So this two mixture is not allowed or never recommended outside, because it can eventually lead to brain damage. And about the role of chloride ion in skeletal muscle, chloride ion actually play an important role in our skeletal muscles. Once our skeletal muscle has undergone cross-bridge cycling and contraction has occurred, chloride ion plays a role to repolarize the membrane of the skeletal muscle cell. So the channel responsible for the movement of chloride ion is the chloride channel CLCN1, which is voltage-gated ion channel. And this is mainly found in the plasma membrane of the skeletal muscle or sarcolemma. And the high level of this extracellular chloride ion allow for a repolarization that travel through CLCN1 channel and has the capacity to stop the action potential to fire in the skeletal muscles. As a result, contraction can stop. So if there is an improper chloride ion conduction, it can actually lead to a health condition such as myotonia, which is basically muscle stiffness. So these CLC and 1 channels are quite essential for normal excitability of the skeletal muscle. And the last topic is channelopathy. Channelopathy is a health condition that is caused by disturbance in the functioning of either the ion channels or the proteins that are regulating these channels. So one of the channelopathy which affect chloride ion conduction in skeletal muscle is myotonia. It is an indication of a number of diseases in skeletal muscles, and this is featured by stiffness of muscle due to a hyper excitability or due to an electrical hyperexcitability of the membrane of the muscles. So how can this electrical hyperexcitability can occur? As lack of sufficient functional chloride channels, the muscle fiber membrane become hyperexcitable and continues to be electrically active when stimulated for a longer period of time than a normal muscle fiber. So this results in prolonged contraction, or I would say delayed relaxation of the muscle for voluntary contraction. As a result, stiffness of the muscle can occur. So this presentation concludes that GABA can reduce neuronal excitability in the nervous system. And the amalgamation of alcohol and Valium is highly dangerous and never recommended. In contrast, chloride ion changes the membrane of the skeletal muscle, while myotonia is a type of channelopathy that affects the conduction of chloride ion in our skeletal muscle. Thank you for your time.